421 electrodes, each one thinner than half a human hair, sitting inside someone's brain, right now.
Okay, I'm all ready. Sorry, keep going.
A woman in Michigan. She can't speak. Motor neuron disease took that from her. And surgeons at the University of Michigan just implanted a wireless brain-computer interface directly into her skull.
A wireless one. That's the part that keeps getting me. Wireless.
Michigan Medicine confirmed it. This is the first in-human implantation of the Connexus BCI, made by a company called Paradromics Inc. The surgery was performed by two surgeons, Matthew Wilsey, who's both a neurosurgeon and a biomedical engineer, and Aditya Pandey, who chairs the entire neurosurgery department.
So, this wasn't a cowboy operation. These are serious people at a serious institution.
Not remotely a cowboy operation. And the trial itself, it's called the Connect 1 Early Feasibility Study. It's FDA approved. This is as official as it gets.
Okay, so here's why this matters right now. We're not talking about science fiction anymore. This is a real person, a real brain, a real device. And it's happening in 2025, 2026. We're living through the moment this technology goes from lab to human.
And the scale of the engineering here is genuinely hard to wrap your head around. So let's slow down for a second. 421 microelectrodes, platinum iridium microwires, each one thinner than half a human hair.
Half a human hair. Stop.
Those electrodes capture signals from individual neurons, not regions of the brain, individual neurons.
That's insane. Like it's not reading a mood or a general area. It's listening to specific cells fire.
That's exactly it. And then here's where the wireless piece gets genuinely clever. Those brain signals travel to a small transceiver that's implanted in the patient's chest.
Wait, the chest?
The chest. So there's nothing sticking out of her head, no wires running down her neck. The signal goes brain to chest, and then from the chest transceiver, it goes wirelessly to an external receiver.
Hold on. So it's fully internal, except for whatever's receiving it outside.
Fully internal. That's the whole point. And that's what makes this different from a lot of what's come before. The wireless piece isn't just a convenience. It changes everything about how this device could actually work in someone's life.
Because you can go home. You're not tethered to a machine in a lab.
Exactly. You're a person living your life, not a patient in a clinical setting.
Okay, but I want to talk about who this is actually for. Because the trial, according to Neuroscience News, it specifically targets patients with motor neuron diseases, ALS, primary lateral sclerosis, people who are losing or have lost voluntary muscle control.
And the trial participant herself, Michigan Medicine describes her as a woman from Michigan who struggles to speak because of motor neuron disease. That's it. That's all we know about her. But that detail is everything, because what this device is ultimately trying to do is give her back a voice.
Not metaphorically, literally. Her brain still knows what it wants to say. The disease just broke the pathway to get those words out.
And the BCI is trying to rebuild that pathway, digitally, wirelessly.
I need a second with that.
Take your second.
Okay, I'm back. So what's the timeline on all of this?
So the Connect 1 trial is going to track this participant for 6 years. 6 years. Assessing device durability, biocompatibility, and what they're calling therapeutic consistency.
6 years. That's not a proof of concept. That's a relationship.
It's a long-term commitment. And look, right now the study's focused on safety, not on, is she speaking in full sentences yet? That's not what this phase is about.
Hang on, no. Doesn't that feel a little anticlimactic? Like someone's got 421 electrodes in their brain and we're just checking if it's safe?
Okay, I hear you, but I'd push back on that. Safety is how you get from one patient to 1 million patients. You can't rush this.
No, you're right. The gap between what this could be and what we're measuring right now is enormous. and that tension is real.
It's real. And here's the detail that made me stop. Because in 2025, before this chronic implant happened, Paradromics actually placed the Connexus device in another patient's brain temporarily during a separate surgery, just to prove it could record brain signals safely.
No.
A test run to validate the hardware before committing to a long-term implant.
That's either the most cautious thing I've ever heard, or, okay, yeah, that's just responsible science.
That's responsible science. And it worked, which is why we're here talking about the first permanent implant now.
Okay, so Paradromics. Who are these people? Because I feel like we should know them.
Austin, Texas-based company. They actually moved from California back in 2019. So they've been building toward this for years.
An Austin brain implant company. That's a sentence that exists now.
It's a sentence that exists. And look, they're not Neuralink. They're not getting the same headlines. But they just became the company that did the first in-human wireless BCI implant under FDA approval.
That's genuinely not nothing. So what are we watching for from here?
A few things. First, does the device hold up? 6 years of data on durability is going to tell the whole field something critical. Second, when do we start seeing efficacy data? When does safety become communication? When does the participant start using this to actually express herself?
And third, does this open the door to more participants? Because right now it's one person, one brave person who said yes to having experimental hardware implanted in her brain.
And that's the thing that keeps landing for me. Someone said yes to this, knowing it's first in human, knowing the unknowns, because the alternative, losing your voice completely, is worse.
That's not a small thing to sit with.
It's not. Look, the bottom line here is this. Neurosurgeons at the University of Michigan just crossed a line that doesn't get uncrossed. A wireless brain-computer interface is inside a human being right now. It's FDA approved, it's backed by real science, and it's designed to give someone their voice back.
This is one of those stories where years from now we'll point to this moment and go, that's when it actually started.
And we'll have been here for it.
Okay, if this got your brain firing, no pun intended, subscribe to the News Pod wherever you're listening. New episode every day. We'll be watching this trial as it develops. Don't miss it.
We'll see you tomorrow.